Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little.
Tonight, I would like to speak about a very pressing issue that is facing the most important career on the planet. Yes, teaching. Yeah, you heard me. Teaching is the most important career on the planet. It seems as if we have governments who are not even aware of the impact that teachers have on our society, both directly and indirectly. Teachers are pretty much treated like shit. Yep. And I wonder why. Educators overall are treated as if they are not important. I have to ask why. Even though we know that education is the key to every single career that we see today. We use the educational system to pass on knowledge, historical knowledge, scientific knowledge, you name it, right? Yet teachers are not taken care of. And this is not happening today. It's been happening since the days of Aristotle, since the days of Plato, since the days of Socrates, since the days of, need I continue? What is it that actually inhibits government bodies from recognizing that teachers are actually the most important people on the planet? We're going to dive into it a little bit, because what I would like to look at is some of the impacts that teachers have on society. When we talk about teachers, we are very much talking about those who are actually in charge of the development of our future society. Those who will groom future generations into becoming what is necessary for a society to move forward. Recognize how important teachers are. Teachers are actually the movers of society. Without educators, you will never have a society moving forward, because a key part of education is showing students where we are coming from, history. And so students can build upon the principles and disciplines necessary for the increase in technology, economical growth, and even social interactions. Now let us start at the fact that teachers are not being paid properly for the kind of work that they're doing. Should I start there? Yes, we should. Why are teachers being paid in a way whereby they are not able to become financially free? You have teachers living their entire life, and at the end of retirement, they have nothing to show. But let's not talk about that. Let us talk about the kids, because we know that teachers are role models for our children, right? Now, psychologically, you're not able to tell me that our government don't understand the psychological implication that it has on kids when kids see a teacher who is in a very bad position, trying to impart information to them for them to become better. And then when they look out in the street, they see a scammer, they see a drug dealer, they see a regular person who's probably a school dropout, who's able to afford the nicest cars, who's able to live well. And when they look at their teacher who's saying, taking your education, students, you will be able to take care of yourself. Students subconsciously is like, but wait, you took in your education, you're a teacher, so what happened to you? They may not be saying it out loud, but it is happening in their head. You see, it's happening subconsciously. You're a teacher and you can't even afford a BMW. That is truly sad. You're a teacher, and after you've retired, you don't even have a house on the hill. Understand that, students, they are reading these subliminal messages, and it is human nature. Nobody follows that which is worse off. Everybody wants to follow that which is better off, so that they can become better off. So just simply role model. Teachers are not being paid in a way that will even allow them to actually become non-verbal role models to kids. And then you expect the kids to give their undivided attention to teachers. Is our government stupid? I think so. And other government bodies that are actually doing this. Think about the countries that are actually surviving today. We're talking about Dubai. Let's talk about Dubai. Dubai's teachers are well paid. They are well trained and they are well paid. And there are other countries that, very few of course, where teachers are well paid. Look at the society. I would like for you to understand that the Prime Minister would not be the Prime Minister without someone to educate him or her in any society. The engineer would not be the engineer without someone to educate him or her. You understand? The president would not be the president. Need I continue? The nurse, the doctor. Let's talk about these things. This is a conversation that we need to have. There are teachers who have to take their lunch to school. They are not even able to pay off their student loans. Yeah. On top of that, they take a car loan. They are not even able to pay off their car loan. Are our government bodies not seeing this? I cannot express enough how much educators are actually the most important people on the planet. Unless there are some important people that I am not quite sure about. Let's talk about the education aspect. How much teachers are actually stressed. Yes, even if you're not a teacher, you see this. So I don't have to be a teacher to know. Teachers are bombarded with administrative duties. Why are teachers not assigned an assistant? Since you refuse to pay teachers according to what they deserve, why not assign every single teacher an assistant? Do not tell me that the government do not have money. Come on, man, we waste money on a daily basis. We waste money by the minute. Observe the government. It seems as if the only teacher that can become wealthy are teachers who are thieves. I did not say Royal Reed. I did not say Royal Reed at all. Who said Royal Reed? I did not say that. What is really happening? The workload is ridiculous. I have a friend who is a teacher, and between lesson plans, between this documentation, that documentation, she can hardly focus on what truly matters, and that is taking care of the kids' education, having really meaningful deliverables. Teachers do not get weekends. Teachers have to work from Sunday to Sunday, because on the weekends they have time. They have to be spending time to prepare lesson plans and all that good stuff. So why is it that teachers are treated the way they are treated? You know, the funny thing is, in my experience, teachers are actually some of the most willing and patient people on the planet, even the aggressive ones. If you should observe the most aggressive teacher and compare that most aggressive teacher to many of the persons in other careers, that teacher would come off as being very patient. Something needs to be done. I feel like I'm not even expressing as much as I need to express at this point, because the very thought of the way teachers are treated in Western civilization is just horrendous. There are teachers in the system who are not being paid. There are teachers in the system who are not receiving their correct pay. The process to receiving your correct pay is just so tedious. It makes you not even want it. Teachers are here in Jamaica teaching multiple subjects and are only being paid for one. Multiple subjects and multiple grade levels. At the end of the month, they hear, "Oh, I'm sorry, you're not on the payroll." What? I ask once more, is our government stupid? Because it seemed very much like it. And don't get me wrong, teachers are not without blame. No, teachers are not without blame. If I'm being honest, I do believe that teachers allow themselves to be treated this way. I often hear teachers say, "Oh, I am not doing this for the money." Oh my word. I mean, I do believe that some teachers are stupid as well. "I am not doing this for the money. Oh, I just love these kids." So I said to a few teachers, I've asked multiple teachers this. I said, if I was to give you a job, right, that you don't have to work so much hours, right, all you need to do is to ensure that the job is carried out and it is not as tedious as teaching, and your pay is twice the amount that you're receiving now, would you take that job? And they all said yes. So what do you mean that you are not doing it for the money? Of course you're doing it for the money, but you can't do any better. It's a joke when I hear teachers say, "Oh, I'm not doing this for the money." Then if you're not doing it for the money, then volunteer. Write, send in a letter, let the government know that you no longer need the money and you will volunteer. Teachers like you make it hard for new teachers because you're setting the tone, right? You're setting the tone of treatment that the teachers will receive. And so new teachers who's coming in, who's expecting it to be peachy, it's not peachy because you screwed things up by being too damn modest. You see, it doesn't profit anyone to want to look good. You either look good or you don't. At the end of the day, fight for your rights. Another thing that I recognize within the teaching community is that there is a lack of unity. Kind of like the entire Jamaica. The entire Jamaica is lacking unity. It's lacking unity on a significant level. And it is so rampant in the teaching profession. It is crazy. Teachers don't quite support each other. You see? So if there's a teacher being affected by something, it's like, oh, it's not me. I'm not being affected, so I don't need to. But guess what? A lot of you have kids. And a lot of your kids who want to be doctors and lawyers, and think about it, a lot of them will end up in the teaching profession. Because we know how these things go. Yeah, the elites dominate the top professions, in which teaching should be a top profession, but it's not. So since the elites and their kids dominate the top profession, all of your kids, all those kids who say they want to become lawyers and doctors may never become lawyers and doctors. Like a small portion of them will. Let's say out of 10 kids who say they want to become doctors and lawyers, probably 2 become doctors and lawyers, leaving a beautiful 8 to have studied to become a doctor and or a lawyer and probably end up becoming a teacher. Yep. I know an individual who is a scientist. Yep. And he's a teacher. You see? So, why do you sabotage yourself like that by setting a tone of slavery for yourself? If you're not doing it for the money, get the hell out of the profession. For the money, to just take yourself out of the profession. Let them know that you are willing to volunteer. Volunteer. If teachers stand up tomorrow morning, I want you to recognize that if teachers decide to strike, if all teachers decide to strike, the entire country is in trouble. Education is even more important than health. Because if you are not educated in how to take care of your goddamn health, then how are you going to take care of your health? Stop tricking yourself. To every single teacher who listens this, I would like for you to look yourself in the mirror and recognize that you are important. What you do, the average man cannot do. Anyone can go into the classroom, but if you are in the classroom, you will recognize that there's a significant amount of experience that would need to be gained in order for you to become absolutely proficient in the classroom. It's not a joke thing. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you are important and you should be treated as such. And this is not you claiming to be important because of ego. You are important because of your deliverable. What you deliver to society is of utmost importance, and no other profession nor skill is as important as teaching and education. You see, stand up and stick it to these government officials. You will not be working for scrapsies anymore. Wake up and rise up and recognize the power that you have. Without teachers, the society cannot move forward. You're looking at a dead society. Stop accepting the crap provided to you by greedy politicians who just want to lace their pockets. Greedy politicians who are not interested in kids' future, but is interested in how much money they can acquire. You sit there as a teacher, under pressure, administrative duties, educational duties. Yeah, collecting scrapsies as pay, while a criminal like Royal Reid sits at home still collecting millions. Is it necessary for me to say another word?
The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!